So I've always tried to include technology in my classroom and find ways to use technology not as an end-all but as a way to facilitate student learning, make it easier for students to learn, but also to find ways to allow the students to engage in self-directed learning. So when I came to Purdue in 1998, I found that many of our College of Pharmacy students were coming over to the Hicks Undergraduate Library to listen to actually our lectures on cassette tape. They would check the cassette tapes out and listen to the various lectures. And I was going home at night and I was listening to Major League Baseball games through the internet and began to ask the question, why can we not stream audio out of our classrooms just like baseball does for baseball games? And so we obtained the first real server on the Purdue campus, which was at the time, and this was 1998, this was leading technology for streaming audio and video out of the classrooms. And we have some great IT folks, Mark Sharp being one of those, who worked to automate the whole process. So by the time I was done with my lectures, I would get back upstairs and the websites would be updated. The students would have links to the audio and the video from our various lectures. In addition to the audio and video streaming components, I began to develop a series of small 4- and 5-minute vignettes of material that I was finding the students were struggling with. And this began to be sort of an FAQ, or frequently asked questions, bank of video vignettes where the students could go and re-listen to portions of my lecture that I had re-recorded using the same slides or modified slides. And that was a way for them to hear the material in a slightly different way. They could do it on their own. And it really turned out to be a win-win scenario because they were able to get more content and be able to answer their questions on their own. I was seeing fewer students in my office asking the same questions over and over again. So it really worked out really well. Now this was 1999 and 2000. This predated iPods and podcasting. Now we've seen the technology evolve to a variety of technologies that Purdue uses, Boilercast, Echo 360 technologies, as well as the Adobe Connect products, which all allow us to do similar kinds of things, and we've utilized those in a similar way. More recently, we've been working with ITAP to develop a new mobile app that would allow us to begin to aggregate course content in a new way. We find more and more students showing up with laptops and tablets in the classroom, and I discovered that they want to be able to take their notes, view my slides, watch the audio visual, and access e-textbooks all at the same time, but they have to have 3 or 4 apps open to make that happen. And we've got some ideas for how to aggregate that content, sync it up so it's very easy for the students to access the content. I think really the whole point is that we want to make technology available to the students so that learning is easy. We take away barriers so that they can access the content that we want them to have so that they can learn. And I think the beauty is at a place like Purdue we have a variety of different technologies and ability to develop new technologies. So as we're challenged in the future to think differently about how we're having students learn in the classroom, to change the mode of content delivery in the classroom, and to provide ways for students to access content outside of the classroom, we have ways to make that happen.